everybody, this is Angela, and you're listening to 5 Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is a show that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Today we are joined by our special guest, Alex. Thanks for being with us, Alex.
Hey, appreciate the invite again. Really look forward to it.
Hey, El Gato, last week I went 4-1 and you went 1-4. Our season records are the same, 21 wins and 13 losses. Our percentage is 62% win percentage. Not too bad.
Not too bad. Tough week for me last week. Great week for you. But, that's football, and we'll see how we can redeem ourselves this week. And there's some good matchups, so let's get it on.
Well, my first pick is going to be the Saints -1 at Indy. Although Indy has been very competitive, their defense has let up almost 80 combined points in their last 2 games. The Saints need a win desperately and have run into a couple of hot teams in their last 2 outings in Jacksonville and Houston. I'll take the Saints -1. What are your thoughts on this game, Alex?
Hey, Angela, this is a tough one. One of the ones that I kind of toyed with here. You're right. Saints are looking to avoid losing, 3 in a row. Minshew had a good game last week. Don't think he can duplicate. But with elite defense in the league, I think you're right. Saints. I like your pick with the Saints at -1. I'm in favor of that one.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, this one I went to back and forth quite a bit, and then the line changed today to the Colts +1. Colts at home, they had a shootout last week with the Browns. The Saints played Jags pretty tough. In fact, looking back, they probably maybe should have won that game. They're late. Carr, coming through with some good clutch passes and first downs. But on this one, I'm going to go with the home team on this one. I'm going to go with the Colts at +1. I'm going to count on the Colts performing well against or playing well at home. If they've beaten 2 pretty solid opponents in the Ravens and the Texans, and playing the Jags tough. So I'm going to take a gamble and go with the Colts getting 1 point at home. I'm going to go with the Colts.
Well, my second pick is going to be the Browns +4 at Seattle. Cleveland is playing very well, even without knowing who their quarterback is going to be each week. On the other hand, although Seattle is 4-2, their last 3 wins have come against Arizona, the Giants, and Carolina, not Super Bowl contenders. I look for the Browns defense to overcome their tough quarterback situation, going with the Browns. What are your thoughts on this game, Alex?
You touch on a couple of good points there. And I will say I will take the Browns +4, and I'll tell you why. I trust the fact of exactly what you stated, but also with Ford and Hunt covering down with Chubb's injury, I think they're doing a fantastic job. I understand Deshaun Watson. I think he's out this week, actually. That one quarter they put him in, he gets hurt again, and Walker comes in. So I still think Browns are good to go to cover at +4.
Yeah, he is out. It's P.J. Walker coming in for this game. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, I looked at this one also. I looked at Seattle's last couple of games and their opponents, and yeah, they're quality wins. Although a win is a win in the NFL, you also got to look at the opponent and look at who the other side has been playing and who they've beaten. I mean, they beat a very good 49ers team at home. I'm talking about the Browns now, and they beat the Colts. Defenses are probably on par with one another, although I give the edge to the Browns. The quarterback, I'll give the edge to Seattle, but sometimes you just can't trust Geno on his decision making. For some reason, I just don't know. When he plays well, of course they win. Any kind of little mistake he makes on the field, whether it's taking an unnecessary sack that gets him out of field goal range to put points up, or making a turnover in the red zone to give the other team an opportunity. I'm going to take the Browns on this one. I think the Browns defense is just going to make Geno make mistakes and put Seattle into some tough spots. So at +4 with the Browns, I'll take the Browns.
I was doing the research, and both teams are 4-2. And I know a couple of podcasts ago I mentioned that the Browns had the number one overall defense, and it's still the same, and that's surprising to me. So I'm gonna hang with the Browns here.
Defense can win on the road for sure.
Yep. All right, Alex, do you have a third pick for us?
Yeah, I really am liking this Monday Night Football game, the Raiders at the Lions. Right now we're sitting, I think, Lions minus 8.5. If you look at power rankings today, I think the Lions are around 7 and Raiders around 24. There is some history on Monday Night Football with the Lions at a 5-8 record since all time, and Raiders 27 wins, 20 losses, 1 tie. But I tell you what, the Raiders couldn't even stop that D2 quarterback that came in for Fields, right? And
yeah.
Well, I think he's D2 or D3, maybe. Shit, I don't know. But I tell you, boy, that really shocked me. Actually, it didn't. As much as I love Las Vegas, the football team is just terrible, even with Tom Brady as a co-owner. But let me wrap this up and say right now, I like for a lock for me the Lions minus even going to 8.5 right now. I mean, that is just I think they're going to blow them out personally.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Well, the Lions really disappointed me last week because I had them, beating or covering with the Ravens. That was a strange game for the Lions. They just looked disinterested for whatever reason. Maybe it was the opponent. Maybe the Ravens just took it to them, and that can take the starch out of a team real quick. But I like Alex's points. I think this may be a bounce back game for the Lions just to get back on track. And even their coach Campbell mentioned that. Strangely, I think I'm going to paraphrase him. I don't think I can quote him word for word, but last week he kind of said, well, maybe it was good that the Lions got bumped the way they did. Kind of, refocus back into the second part of the season. Getting back to the Raiders, Garoppolo is back, is what I've read, but offensively they're still having problems rushing the ball. The scoring under 20 points a game, with the Lions kind of maybe wanting to refocus towards the second part of the season. I think they bounced back really well. I'm showing them at -8, and I'll take them at -8. Lions -8.
What I've seen is Garoppolo is questionable, which, always means that they're going to play. So I believe he is going to play for the Raiders. I struggled with this one. 8 points is a little much for me, so I'm going to pick the over 46. The Lions' offense was completely shut down last week. I think the offense will get back on track, and hopefully the Raiders can score touchdowns, not field goals. Hoping for hot offenses on both sides. Go over.
Yeah, I like that one.
Nice.
All right. El Gato, you have a 4th and 5th pick for us?
Yeah, I do. I have Jets at Giants, and Jets coming off of a bye week. They're at -3. They've had a couple of quality wins, most recently against the Eagles. I watched a lot of that game, and Zach Wilson played really well, managed the game, and that defense was solid. They beat the Broncos. They played the Chiefs tough. Giants, on the other hand, probably should have won that Bills game. They completely shut down Washington last week and played admirably against the Dolphins, although they got beat. The defenses, I think, are kind of equal as far as the defensive fronts are concerned. I'm really impressed with that Giants defense, but, am I going to take Zach Wilson over Tyrod Taylor? I don't think Daniel Jones is playing. I see him still on the injury report. I think the Jets coming off of a bye week and the Giants on a had a really tough 3 or 4 game run. I'm going to take the Jets at -3. I think the Jets defense does enough to gain field position for Wilson so that he can continue to manage the game and provide scores for the Jets. I'll take the Jets.
What are your thoughts on this game, Alex?
Easy money, El Gato. I'll tell you what, that Jets -3 is automatic, another one. Power rankings are power rankings, right? But you are talking about number 30, the Giants. Look, this was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers against Daniel Jones, and now we're talking Zach Wilson against Tyrod Taylor. Pretty easy for me. I like the Jets to cover this one at -3. I'm on board with that.
Yeah, I'm going with the Jets as well. Not only are they off a bye, but they are off 2 nice wins, including one against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Like El Gato said, the Giants beat Washington last week, but I'm not convinced that they can win 2 in a row. It's the Giants, of course. I'm taking the Jets -3 in the Battle of the Meadowlands.
That's right.
All right.
Battle of New York.
All right, El Gato, what about a 5th pick?
Well, I don't know. Let's talk about the Jets again. That was pretty good. No, let me go with the 5th pick. I'm gonna stick with my Chiefs, Kansas City Chiefs, at -7 at Denver. You know, the Chiefs have been, after that first week loss to the Lions, they've been, of course, winning. Sometimes ugly. Sometimes they play down to their competition. Last week they really took it to the Chargers. Maybe could have put up a few more points against the Chargers. And the Chargers, you know, are very good offensively, and they held them to just 17 points. Denver on the other side, I mean, they have a good defense. They try to stay in some games, but you know, Russell Wilson and that offense just can't get over the hump for whatever reason. Something's going on over there. I just don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't think anyone can figure it out. But, you know, the last game they had, if I looked at the scheduling of both teams, they played a couple of weeks ago, didn't they? I'm not seeing things, am I?
Yeah,
No, that's right. They did.
So it's kind of strange they're going to meet up again, you know, 2 or 3 weeks later.
Chiefs were 10.5 points, man, and they covered at the very end.
They covered at the very end. So, yeah, I think I picked that game. So, yeah, they struggled with Denver last time, only winning 19-8. But, you know, they were just, I thought, lazy walking through that game. They could have scored maybe 30 if they wanted to, but didn't for whatever reason. But I expect the Chiefs to come out and play this time at -7. I think that's a good spot. I'm thinking a 10-point win, 13-point win on this one.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, Alex?
Ooh-wee. Add that to my parlay. Man, I am all over that with the Chiefs taking it. I mean, cover the -7, add it to a parlay. Patrick Mahomes is going for the record 13-0 versus one team. This is automatic, man. Chiefs cover. I think this doesn't go the way a couple of weeks goes. I think they blow them out.
Yeah. We all know Kansas City owns Denver over the last 2 games or so. I think you said 13, Alex. And they played each other 2 weeks ago, like we talked about, and won fairly easily. That game, they were laying 10.5 points. Why wouldn't we take them at a discounted -7? I'm going with the Chiefs on this one.
I like that.
Alex, you have a bonus bet for us?
I tell you what, I don't know what it is about this year. I've been on a parlay run lately, and I sure do like the Browns game. And there is one thing outside of the Browns covering. I think what did you say it was at 4? I think, or something like that, +4. +4.
Yeah, it's +4 now.
But I do like the under in that game, and that is something that I certainly will be. I know I've got a little time before that game, but that is something I'm certainly looking at. I mean, we're talking. They're going to be hard fought, low scoring type points here, so I really like the under in this game.
What are your thoughts on this pick, El Gato?
Yeah, I think the under is at 40.5. Is that right, guys?
Yes, 40
Yeah,
and a
that's what I'm
half.
tracking on.
Yeah, if it's at 40.5, I'm kind of with Alex here. It's going to be a tough defensive battle. At least it should be. I think field position is going to be at a premium. I think each team will not want to make a mistake to give the other team an advantage on their side of the field. So I think 40.5 is a good spot for the under. Looking for a low-scoring game, obviously. So, yeah, I'll take the under on this one.
I'm with y'all on this one. Browns and the under 40.5. Like I said before, Browns have the number 1 defense, so I do believe they will hold this game to a low-scoring game. So Browns and the under.
All right. Woohoo!
Yeah,
hey, Alex, can you go over you mentioned something about being on a hot streak on a parlay. Can you help? Can you help a little friend out for entertainment purposes only?
Entertainment purposes only. I happened to be at a sports book a few weeks ago. I was hanging out with some friends and family, and I tell you what, we came across some pretty good wins that weekend. And ironically, not that I was bored or anything, but I didn't realize, I see some horse races, and I'm going to just go put in 4 superfectas, just for fun. It's fun time, right?
Yeah.
And came out ahead there as well. So let me just share this with you, El Gato. Alex right now has straight bets thinking in his head with what y'all provided, because y'all's records sound great. Maybe El Gato not so good last week, but overall sound great. I'm looking at straight bets, and I'm going to do at least a 5-team fun time parlay with y'all's picks that y'all have for Chiefs, Browns, Jets, and Saints. And I'm going to cap it with my Lions pick for Monday night, because if I hit those 4, we might think about fun time hedging just to cover down that Monday night game. So at least that's my plan going forward. So that's my takeaway.
I like that.
I wrote down plenty of notes. Thank you, sir.
Well, you have any final thoughts for us, El Gato?
No, just I hope we all have some good weeks. We all made some good picks, had some good commentary on all of these, and let's see if moi, or me specifically, can redeem myself and get on the green side this coming week. So yeah, let's do it.
You always seem to redeem yourself, so I'm not worried.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, if you have made it to this point in our podcast, we just want to thank you for listening to 5 Picks and a Chick. Be sure to tell your friends about us. Also hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel at 5 Picks and a Chick. You can also find us wherever you get your favorite podcasts, or ask Alexa to play 5 Picks and a Chick. Thank you to Alex for joining us today.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. I always have a blast. So thank y'all for having me. El Gato, you take care.
All right, you too, bud.
As always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, break.
Break. And that's a wrap.